there, this is Coach Nachi, and I am your personal and professional development coach who wishes and intended that more people live more like themselves. So today we're actually going to switch gears just for a little bit. Today and tomorrow, actually, I believe. I'm going to share a little bit more about myself and Live Like You Now. Today, I'm going to be sharing about Live Like You Now. Tomorrow, just a little bit more about myself. Obviously, it's difficult to separate the two because it's very much a part of me, but today I'm going to be mostly talking about how Live Like You Now came to be and what my path was to get to where I am now. More so like the why. So what my why is. I'd like to talk about my why a lot in that, in a way of like, what's your why? My extreme motivation, focus, and finding your why, 5 highly effective questions are just that. I find that when you find your why, you find your way. When you know why it is that you want to do something, you're much more likely to stick through it. And when you fall, you're more likely to get up from it as well. You don't stay down. So, Live Like You Now, the story goes like this. I was in my master's program. I studied global health and policy, and it was an interesting degree. It's a degree where you learn a lot about the world's problems, and you also learn that there's kind of no solutions. So I remember sitting at the end of class always kind of thinking like, okay, this is really bad. This has been really bad. What have we done to fix this? And then the lecturer would just end the session, and that was it. It was over. So you would leave every single class just kind of bummed out, feeling really sad because the world was in a state where a lot of the population in the world wasn't getting what they needed. A lot of the vulnerable populations were just getting the short end of the stick. So the definition of health includes well-being. The definition of health is a really beautiful definition of health. However, we don't live up to it. And we all aspire, all member states, all states aspire to have this definition of health upheld in their countries, but we're short. One of the things that really sticks out to me about health definition is well-being. I care about well-being a lot. My first degree was in psychology, so human beings and their well-being is something I really, really care about. My dissertation was on suicide for my master's program, so I got to spend a lot of months just reading about suicide and how it was affecting people and all this, that, and the other. It was typically suicide in developing countries, but I had to pull from sources from high-income countries as well. So the suicide dissertation was interesting, but also took a toll on me as a person. And there's something on my blog that I share with you that I use to help take me through that entire dissertation because it was difficult. I mean, you're reading about people taking their own lives and just the horrible ways they were doing it, and it was just really sad. So during my master's program, I also signed up for another diploma. I know, I love school. I signed up for another diploma, and that was for my coaching. So my certification. Using my coaching, I was thinking, well, I can use my coaching skill set to get a job in the UN, the WHO, these major global organizations, and do something with this degree. Really ask pertinent questions and to get us from where we are right now to where we need to be, to really fully doing something about health and making the world a better place for everyone involved. And then someone I care about, some months after I finished my dissertation, someone I care about took their own life. Now, and with them taking their own life, they took their gifts with them. They took their talents with them. They took their light with them. They took everything with them. And the world will forever be deprived of that light. And I didn't want that anymore. I know one of the reasons I took my coaching course seriously was because I know many people in my life are so beautiful. People are so amazing, but I didn't know how to show them that they're amazing, aside from yelling at them, saying like, you're so great, you're so fantastic. I don't understand why you're accepting pennies, why you're accepting nothing, why you're accepting nothing for like all your skills and your talents. Like, how can you not see this about yourself? How can you say these negative, vile, disgusting things about you when I see all this light in you? How can you not see that? I hoped my coaching skills would help me become better at showing people how amazing they are. So with this person taking their life, I thought, you know what, this is too passive. I didn't want to wait and join a global org and have to climb the ladder to make some sort of change. I wanted to affect change and do it now. I took psychology as my undergraduate degree. The because I feel like you can affect change at least one person at a time. You know you're doing something. You know you're monitoring them. You know you're with them along the way. So anyway, I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to wait. So I thought, I'm going to use what I can. What can I do now? What can I do right now? Knowing what I know, I feel like once you know better, you have to do better. Once you know better, you have to do better. So now that I know that, this is happening in the world, this is going on, people are suffering, I had to do something about it. I couldn't just sit back and take any kind of job. I couldn't sit back and just not do anything about people losing their lives and taking their lives, rather, self-destructing. I couldn't take that. So that's how Live Like You Now was born. Live Like You Now aren't words that don't mean anything to me. Live Like You Now is very important. Live Like You Now, you can tell from what I just told you about my dissertation, my psych degree, my master's degree, and my career path that I was thinking of then. It's about living. I feel like there's a lot of people who have everything but go to bed feeling empty. You might have the big house, you might have the car, you might have the family, and yet you go home feeling like something's missing. You go home feeling like, is this really it? And I feel like even when I don't have the big house, even when I don't have all these things, I still feel happy and fulfilled in my life because I know I live like me. The choices I've made for myself are choices I've made for myself. They come from the popular phrase, my truth. They come from my unique voice. I know how to tap into my voice. I know how to find it again when I feel like I've lost it. I know how to call out to it when I'm in a haze and I don't know how to reach and I don't know what to do. I know what to do for myself, and I want to help people find their voice and live more like them, because when they're not paying attention to external things and when they're not feeding their internal nasty negative dialogues, when they can tune into themselves and find their own unique voice, they find their light. And when you're in your own light, it's beautiful. I love being in my own light, and it's something I really want to share with more people. So anyway, I know that there are people out there who seemingly have everything and they go to bed feeling empty. And that's not okay, because eventually you start feeling hopeless and eventually you start going down a dark, dark path. Sometimes. So, living like you is always about making a choice to continue to live like you. And it's not just living like you. It's not just live like you. It's called live like you now. I don't say live like you tomorrow. I don't say live like you on the new year. I don't say live like you on your birthday. I say live like you right now, this minute, this instant. Be true to you. Be true to who you are now. Don't wait until you lose the weight. Don't wait until you get your hair done. Don't wait until you get those new clothes. Don't wait until you do XYZ, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. Life happens. And enjoy yourself and live in your truth and live in your unique self now. Living like you now is not about tomfoolery. It's not about going out, getting wasted, and doing all this, that, and the other. That's not my lifestyle. That's not something I condone for myself. It's not something I recognize as something that I want to do. It's not for me. But living like you now is about listening to your own voice and following your heart, and knowing that you make choices that will affect you positively, not negatively. Just because you want to, I don't know what to say, how to exemplify it. It's almost like right now we're doing body honor, right? Where's my sign? Body honor. So if one of your body honors is to cut back on the junk food, and you say, you know what, I'm just going to eat all this junk food for the whole week, what is that really doing for you? Yeah, you get short-term happiness, but long-term you end up feeling horrible, not just because your body is now in this state of, oh, there's so much junk inside me, but because your body is let down, like you let down yourself. So that reputation thing we were talking about a couple days ago comes back in. Going back to Live Like You Now origins, it's living like you now, making the choices to live like you now. There are choices I have made, there are choices I continue to make, there are choices that I know are not popular in this society, but choices, the way I live my life, that is not the norm. People look at me like I'm some sort of unicorn, and honestly, I am 100% okay with that. It's not something that I take, I'm 100% okay with that. And I want more people to recognize that who they are, who their unique person is, who they were meant to be, who they were intended to be, joyfully, fully human, feeling at home in their lives and themselves, is okay. You don't have to conform to what the world is telling you. If it doesn't feel like home to you, if it feels alien, if it feels wrong, you don't have to do it. And there's many people that aren't, they don't, it's not something that crosses their mind. Yeah, I'm someone who, it doesn't faze me. When I'm connected to what I want, I don't care what you want, I don't care what they want, I don't care what those over there are saying. It's about me. These other people aren't the ones living my life. They're not the ones who have to answer to me when I'm in bed at night about to fall asleep. They're not the ones who have to deal with, why did you do that? Why did you do that? You know you don't want to do that. You know you don't like doing that. They're not the ones that have to deal with that. I do. So, in any case, Live Like You Now is about, here's the website. Live Like You Now is about living like your unique self, is about listening to your unique voice and drowning out and pushing out all that noise, tuning into who you are, and sharing your gifts with the world. Tomorrow I'm going to talk a little bit more about, is that tomorrow or is that today? I really want to help people who want to help others. I want to help people who want to help vulnerable populations, people who want to help others in their church, in their local communities, or even globally. So I feel that the more I connect with my origins, the more I feel that, I definitely want to focus more on that type of person and helping that person achieve greatness, achieve their dreams and their goals, because that's going to help incredibly more people, because their gifts are super amazing. Anyway, this is really it for today. Tomorrow I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about me, so that's going to be interesting. I'm a private person, so that's going to be a stretch for me. This was a stretch for me. This whole Periscope thing has been a stretch for me, but I am enjoying it. So make sure to follow so that you don't miss the next ones. They're supposed to happen between 12 and 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. For the most part, they happen during that time, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing your hearts and your comments. Leave me a message or email me at coachnachi@livelikeyounow.com, or hit me up on Twitter at callmenachi. I look forward to hearing from you and just getting to know you a little bit more, the way that you've allowed me to share myself with you. I would hope that you share with yourself with me as well. Make sure you sign up for my free gift. It's amazing, it's wonderful, and I love it. I love sharing it with people, and I love hearing the reactions that people have from what they're getting from it. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye.